El Salvador may be one of Central America's greatest success stories and best-kept secrets, an oasis of modern growth and natural beauty. Still, anyone who visits this tiny country realizes its people are its greatest natural resource. But it wasn't always this way. By the end of El Salvador's civil war, most of the country's citizens living outside San Salvador lived below the poverty line, something El Salvador still deals with to this day.
El Salvador still has about 30% population who is in poverty, and we still have to work on improving the living conditions, not only of some Salvadorans, we have to improve the living conditions of every Salvadoran living in El Salvador.
The Salvadoran American Humanitarian Foundation was formed in 1983 as people's energy shifted to El Salvador's health crisis. Originally a vehicle for donors of pharmaceuticals, medical supplies, and equipment from the U.S., the Salvadoran American Humanitarian Foundation, or SAHF, has become so much more to Salvadorans. Over its 25 years, SAHF's long list of accomplishments include the establishment of FUSAL, a partner organization in El Salvador. Together, they have not only improved healthcare in the regions they serve, but have literally started to change the fabric of everyday life. SAHF and FUSAL's success in so many areas led to the formation of Libras de Amor. Libras de Amor is a program designed to wipe away malnutrition. It may be hard to believe in a country of such progress that malnutrition could even exist, but until a few years ago, it was a real problem.
El censo de talla nos demuestra que el 47% de nuestros niños tiene un retraso en talla y peso. ¿Por qué? Porque difícilmente estas familias a temprana edad logran darle los micronutrientes que los niños necesitan.
Maybe it does surprise you at first, but when you visit these communities and you see how isolated they live, it's very understandable.
Started as an offshoot of other SAHF and FUSAL programs, Libras de Amor is different. Its focus is narrow, targeting the nutritional needs of children under 5 years old, attacking the root of so many other problems children face if they don't get a healthy start in life. Over 4 years, Libras de Amor has all but wiped away severe malnutrition in the regions it serves and is chipping away at other degrees of malnutrition. The stats are impressive, and almost everyone agrees in medical and non-medical circles, eliminating malnutrition will make a profound difference in El Salvador.
In giving them the opportunity of a better life, we give our country an opportunity of development and of overcoming the poverty, because it's the people who are the ones who are going to make this country develop.
As impressive as stats can be, they pale compared to seeing the difference in children's lives. Tracking children's progress is usually up to a team of dedicated health workers, but for a few children and their families, SAHF cameras became part of the routine. Having cameras along, one starts to realize first just how massive the effort is reaching the people Libras de Amor aims to help. Most places are difficult or nearly impossible to reach, deep in jungles or high on active volcanoes. SAHF cameras tracked 3 children from different parts of El Salvador. Their stories begin in 2006. Odir lives just a few minutes' walk from the peak of one of El Salvador's active volcanoes. The air is thin here and food is naturally scarce. But his parents won't leave. It's where this family has lived for generations.
I like living here because the climate is nice. ¿Y la vista le gusta?
Sí, me gusta, es muy bonito.
¿Y desde hace cuánto que vive aquí?
Nosotros aquí nacimos.
I was born here. ¿Y cuánto lleva de vivir aquí?
Tengo 44 años.
And I've lived here for 44 years.
By the time Odir was 4 years old, he was showing signs of extreme malnutrition, the kind that would have affected him for the rest of his life.
Last time you came, Odir was severely malnourished and he was underweight, and also his height was not correct for his age. Odir had very little appetite and he didn't like to play. Now Odir is healthy and he eats a lot. Odir wants to go to school next year. Odir now looks different. Even the color of his face is different. Now you can see a little bit of color on his face. Today, maybe not because it's cold.
From high on the volcano next to Santa Ana, Libras de Amor health providers moved to a village deep in the jungle. There are a few thousand children living here without help. This fragile population is vulnerable to the ills of their environment. Manuel shows the classic signs of malnutrition. He's almost 5, but looks much younger. He has little energy and doesn't stray far from home or his mother's side. Libras de Amor helped Manuel's mom learn how to clean, prepare, and store food, even in these conditions. The changes 2 years later are profound. Manuel has grown, and his energy level? He's like any other kid his age. With SAHF support, FUSAL doctors go as far as making house calls. The area is so remote, their populations would otherwise never see a doctor. Libras de Amor is not just about handing out food. It's about teaching mothers from the time they are pregnant what foods are high in nutrition and good for children. Libras de Amor is about teaching how to keep food from spoiling. It's about cleanliness and changing age-old ways of life, like how they cook. All habits often hard to break.
When Mauricio was born, he was malnourished since the very start. In the hospital, they told me that he had health issues. They even told me that they didn't think that he was going to survive.
Remember, this video is 2 years old. Not only is it difficult for Mauricio to move around, forget about playing or even smiling. Mauricio didn't have the energy or the interest. Revisiting him 2 years later, he doesn't stop smiling, and it's hard to keep track of him.
He started in the program, and thank God, with all the things that we have received through the program, I've seen a lot of improvement in him, especially in the last 2 to 3 months. I've learned a lot.
Remarkable is the fact that when FUSAL doctors first see these children, many are so sick from malnutrition, doctors expect the worst. But with a little care and a lot of effort from Libras de Amor, along with willing parents, children bounce back.
We can choose to work in a hospital, we can choose to work in a private clinic, but I really believe that this is the best choice, to being able to be out there working with the people who need it the most, and being able to just give our time and our knowledge and our love to people who really need it.
Beyond the obvious humanitarian reasons to help children, the effects of improving conditions for kids and wiping away malnutrition are starting to be felt countrywide. Libras de Amor was based on a similar program in Mexico, but has proven it is now an example to follow. SAHF and FUSAL, together with their generous supporters, are making a difference in the lives of Salvadorans, creating a brighter future and a better tomorrow.